What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Kate Bush, and we're going back to the Red Shoes, 1993. And the next track is Top of the City. When I read the title, my first thought is elevation, somewhere that's a high point in a city, whether a more formal landmark or perhaps a place with more personal significance. So, again, it might not have a relation to actual elevation. It might be, the top of the city, someone who has a very important position or maybe is, the wealthiest in the city. It could have a different meaning, but ultimately, I have no doubt that whatever the rendering of top, it will be part of a larger story, a larger narrative. So let's find out what it is. This is Top of the City by Kate Bush from her 1993 album, The Red Shoes.
One more step to the top of the city, where just a couple of pigeons are living. Up on the angel's shoulder,
Ain't that the truth?
it's no good for you, baby. It's no good for you now. Keep looking up for the ladder. I don't know if you love me for it, but I don't think we should settle this. It's just one thing we can do about it. Take me up to the top of the city.
God, I love these heavy emotional parts.
Take me up to the top of the city. Take me up to the top of the city. Put me up on the angel's shoulders.
Vulnerable, breathy finish to City. The bass.
I see you walking down the street with her. I see the lights going on. She's no good for you, baby. She's no good for you now. Look, I'm here with a letter. I don't know if you love me or not, but I don't think we should ever separate. It's just one thing we can do about this. Take me up to the top of the city. Take me up to the top of the city. Up to the highest point of the city. One more step to the top of the city. Put me up on the angel's shoulders. I don't mind if it's dangerous.
I can't handle that moment.
If it's raining, take me up to the top of the city. Put me up on the angel's shoulders. Take me up to the top of the city. Yes, one more step to the top of the city. And put me up on the angel's shoulders.
Oh, look, it's another Kate Bush masterpiece and an instant favorite. How many times have I said that in this deep dive? She's crazy. Like, there's no it's like you know what she can do vocally. You know that she writes these crazy, like, visually vivid, but also in some cases like specifically sourced narratives. But then it's like it's the combination of that. It's the explosive vocals at like certain moments, the composition of her tunes. It's crazy because again, going into this album, there were some people who said, you know, there are mixed opinions about this album and ultimately what she does during this period, and you know, sometimes it's seen as not as good as what she had done late 70s into the 80s. So you know, I always am curious about different opinions and like artists, but like album after album, track after track, I don't know if there's any artist where it's like I know what to expect and I'm still surprised, like, which, you know, it doesn't seem to make sense, but such is the world of Kate Bush, I suppose. Lyrically, it's interesting. At first, it felt sort of like that film Network. It felt like the idea of like looking down on, you know, all the hardships and suffering and, you know, the things that are unfair and the unfair things that happen to people. And so, like, you know, we can't tolerate, like, this is not right. Like, we shouldn't have to live through this. But then it's like she's talking about she sees someone down there that's not with her anymore and like is with this other woman now, and she's like, she's not right for you. So it's like, but then it's like, you know, do I still love you? Like, it felt like she wasn't even sure exactly how she felt about the situation, and maybe she wasn't the ex, maybe she's like still involved, but up on this vantage point of personal significance, but also sounding like it's literally the highest like landmark in the city. But she's looking down and we hear sirens, we hear the fluttering of birds, the pigeons, like, again, visually and conceptually, like, I see like what she's looking at. But then it's like, oh wait, like she sees someone on the sidewalk and it's like, oh, it's him and she's with her. But it didn't sound like maybe she was completely surprised by it. It sounded like maybe she knows that this guy is involved with someone else, and you know, it's just visual confirmation of that. But so yeah, suddenly it felt like the lyrics had a very personal dimension, not just a place that you might go to watch the city, but then, you know, take me up to the top of the city one more step. I'm not quite sure what that's all about, but it did sound like it is, you know, about going up to a place where you can sort of see everything below and all those lives playing out and all the little details and moments, which many of which you don't have the wherewithal to understand the significance of. But in that case, she sees the couple and it's like, oh man. And which seems to make her, you know, question her own psycho-emotional headspace. So a really interesting tune, and on a first listen, what I did pick up seems like this profound window into her own life and other people's from this vantage point, which, you know, it could be literal and figurative in terms of a place where you can see great perspective. But yeah, another masterpiece, instant favorite. I like the big explosive parts again, when like the kicking in of what I guess is the chorus, when she comes in with the vocal that just towers over everything. It's amazing. But I really did like those heavy emotional moments. And when it started, I felt like that was going to be the flavor of the whole thing, which is why when it first kicked in, it was like, oh wow, like, you know, I wasn't prepared for that. But yeah, the blend, the balance of the tune, fantastic. So yeah, again, I babble when I hear a really great tune. I think it's indicative of you know, certain type of experience musically, where if I end up trying to like find as much semantic hardware as I can to explain how I'm feeling, often not really finding suitable words, I think it's indicative of what a great tune it was. So yeah, masterpiece. Shout out to Kate, shout out to all the people who've been here for this. I know they're not quite as frequent. It's been like a couple weeks, I think, since the last one. I do apologize. It's just, you know, so many deep dives, it's hard to get around to everything, but I promise we will keep forging ahead with the Kate journey. Shout out to Seb for enabling that. So let me know what you think of this one. I will see you next time. Peace.